let's switch gears. Um, Man, the football team takes another hit chronic. This one's a pretty big one. Deland McCullough, running backs coach, came in from the Chiefs. More importantly, also 3 sons that were going to be coming here, 2 of which very high recruits, one the highest recruit IU's ever had. He's gone to Notre Dame now as their running backs coach. Um, that's going to leave a mark. It's going to leave Tom Allen with a pressure of replacing that coach with a good hire. There are questions on why he's leaving and why he's leaving now. And so there's just all kinds of things bouncing around the program at the moment. Football.
Yeah, it's certainly not a great look for the program. I mean, coming off the season they had, you have since lost your defensive coordinator, your offensive coordinator, your defensive line coach, your running backs coach now, who also happens to be your associate head coach. That's a pretty big transition for a team to make in the coaching staff. It's a really, really high turnover rate in your team's leadership. And it's one of those canaries in the coal mine, perhaps. That things aren't great right now there. And we talked about this earlier when we were just shopping for OCs and DCs, and it was just limited to that. Now, as the departures keep coming, the timing of this one is unfortunate. They're about 3 weeks now into the off-season conditioning program. I don't think it's surprising per se to lose a coach like McCullough to a program like Notre Dame. You're looking at a program where the coach has had to take a pay cut in order to offset the OC that you just let go of. So it's no surprise that Indiana doesn't have the budget to compete at the assistant level like I think a lot of fans would like. It's unfortunate. The timing more than anything, though, is a little surprising, and it could be one of those that for him and where he is with his family and his life, his career, Notre Dame calls. Most people in the world are going to answer that phone call. I mean, let's be honest, it's Notre Dame football. It's a little more alarming though when you see, his sons coming to IU. Let's be honest, just because he's here, knowing how proud he was to have all his boys under the same roof with him, and then the decision to vacate that, to leave for Notre Dame. I don't know what that means long term for his sons. I believe Deshaun just signed in the early period, if I'm not mistaken. So he's pretty much locked unless IU wants to release him, which I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Should he request
I would think
it.
that they probably will.
If he requested that, but it's a tough situation. It's just further momentum heading in the wrong direction. And we'll see. It's just one more situation that raises the stakes on how critically important it is for this staff to get its footing again. Because I'm not going to lie, right now this is a program that looks like it's staggered, and it's not a great look. All that being said, it's all speculation, man. They're still throwing up weights today. They're still working with their position coaches, but that's just one more relationship that's going to have to be reestablished within those position groups. And we'll see what the long-term ramifications are, but it's certainly not what you like to see, heading into February of an offseason that is critically important for this team to get a lot of stuff shored up going forward.
Yeah, it certainly, as you head into the spring, we're not that far away from spring football. You're 2 months basically away from spring ball, and you don't have a running backs coach, and that's just not. It's all the momentum that has been built last season. Just took such a chunk out of it, and then these hits that keep coming, it kind of undermines it a little bit more. But the one thing that cures everything is winning, and so all this stuff doesn't matter at all, Kevin. If they come out and win next year or get to a bowl game, and I was looking at the schedule before, I'm like, well, I don't see 6 wins. Well, I started looking at the schedule yesterday. I'm like, Okay, well, I see a path for 6 wins. They have 7 home games next year. They have to win 5 out of these 7 home games and steal 1 road game. You have to win at Rutgers. You have to win at Rutgers, and you have to win. You've got to beat Illinois. You've got to beat Idaho. You've got to beat Western Kentucky. That's 4 wins. You've got to steal a win at Rutgers. There's 5, and then there was someone else I forget, but they can get to 6 wins.
You got Maryland at home, although Talia is, if he comes back, I mean, you've got Nebraska on the road, and Nebraska is one of those funny teams that just hasn't quite gotten it together yet. Is next year going to be the year that they finally get it together or not? But you could steal that game. I mean, they won at Nebraska a couple of years ago, right? So you just you never really know. But here's the thing that I kind of thought, you lose a player like Micah McFadden, who was an exceptional defensive talent. You're thinking you're going to bring in a guy like Deland McCullough, and you never know about freshmen, but you're thinking or maybe hoping he could be like a George Karlaftis type where he comes in and makes an impact right away as a true freshman. Now you're losing that. So who is the playmaker on defense? Now, like what do you have to hold on to? You have Tywan Mullen, you have Monster Matthews. You've got a little bit in the secondary, but who do you have in the front 7 that scares you? You've been losing guys. You lost Jerome Johnson. Now you've lost Micah McFadden.
You lost your defensive line coach.
Where are the players that are emerging? Is Cam Jones going to come back? I guess there was a picture of him with some IU teammates, and maybe he'll be back. But who in the front 7? Like, where's the playmaker? Who's the guy that's going to really scare you on that defense? I don't know. Like, who's going to emerge? Who's going to be that? You're probably losing Ryder Anderson too, right? He's gone, or he's a 1-year guy.
Gone. So. Well, we shall see, man. We shall see.